Chiang Mai has a lot to offer its visitors, and 3 days is of course not enough to see all of it. But in this video I will try to show you some of the things you can see in a short visit to the city, including a visit to the famous temple on Doi Suthep, as well as some of the other temples in the city, a full day trip to Doi Intana National Park, and some other fun things to do in the area. On my first night though, I headed over to the night market, which was just a couple of minutes from where I stayed, at the Dusit Princess Hotel. Rather than one market, this is a series of markets scattered along the Chang Klan Road. The products are what you can expect from a tourist market like this, but with some local flavors that you might want to check out. In addition to shopping, the night market also has a decent selection of food stalls and smaller restaurants. So when you plan your visit, you might as well do your shopping, then have dinner, and even have a couple of beers at the end of the night. On my first full day in the city, I booked a full day trip to Doi Intana National Park. So my guide picked me up early in the morning and we headed out. On the way, we stopped briefly at the Lost City. These are the ruins of where Chiang Mai used to be about 700 years ago, before a big flood that killed thousands of people caused the king to move the city to where it is today. We also stopped briefly at the local market before heading off to the park. And as my guide was very familiar in the area, he often had a chat with the locals, as with these immigrants from Myanmar. Our first stop in the park itself was the Vachiratan waterfall, or the Diamond Creek Falls. This is one of many popular waterfalls in the park, and it has a height of about 80 meters. So this is my guide for the day. Sumpun?
Sombun.
Sumbun. Sumbun.
Sombun.
He will take me on a soft trek around the area. And then it was ready for the highlight of the day, which was the 2-hour soft trek. The trek was on fairly simple paths along the river and through the forests, and it should be doable for most people with normal maneuverability. The most interesting thing about the trek though was how Sombun taught me all the useful things they get from the forest, whether it was fruits, vegetables, spices or other fun stuff.
Tastes good.
Yeah. That's spicy.
Yeah, spicy.
Yeah, the one that really no spicy. The root is spicy.
The root is spicy. Yeah, okay.
Cinnamon tree.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Yeah.
Every time he went into the bushes, I wondered what he would bring back.
Yeah. Okay. No.
I wondered if Sumbun wanted me to eat this big leaf. But no, this was for something else.
Yeah.
Good. We also stumbled upon some of the local wildlife.
Eat like the root.
But if this bites you, will you die or?
And when you travel during the rainy season, it will start to rain sooner or later. Fortunately, we had just reached shelter when it started pouring down.
So now we're in my guide's small cabin.
The cabin is the one Sumbun uses when he's out working in the rice fields. At the end of the trek, we walked through one of the local villages and ended up at a coffee plantation with its own little coffee shop. And of course we had to try out the local brew.
No sugar.
No, don't use sugar. Only black coffee.
No sugar.
Yeah.
The coffee was very good, and for a couple of $100 you can bring home a pack with you. On my second day in Chiang Mai, I went to explore some of the many beautiful temples in the city. The most famous one being, of course, Wat Doi Suthep. To get to Doi Suthep, I jumped into one of the many songtos in the city. This took me to outside Chiang Mai Zoo, where other songtos will go up the hill as soon as one is filled up. When you reach the temple area, you have to climb 309 steps to get to the temple itself. There's also an option of a tram if you don't want to climb the stairs. At the far side of the temple, you will find a big terrace with a beautiful view of the city and its surroundings, as well as a few shrines and statues. Once inside the temple grounds, there's a much more intimate atmosphere. There's a model of the Emerald Buddha, as well as many other statues, pagodas and shrines. In addition to Wat Doi Suthep, there are of course many other beautiful temples in Chiang Mai, and here's a quick look at some of them.
Another one is Chinese monk.
Okay.
Yeah. When this is the first sermon, like today. Like today. After the
I happened to be in Chiang Mai on the Asana Busha day, which marks the beginning of the Buddhist Lent period and is a very important Buddhist festival. In the evening of this day, the monks light a number of candles and there are a lot of ceremonies held around the city. One of the ceremonies undertaken is known as the Vien Tien. This is a procession where people will walk 3 times around the temple in a clockwise direction. The 3 times representing the 3 main parts of Buddhism. On my last day in Chiang Mai, I rented a driver to take me to some of the activities outside the city. The first one being the Tiger Kingdom. The Tiger Kingdom is a place where they breed tigers, and where you can get up and close with both small and fully grown tigers. When you arrive, you can choose between 4 different sizes of tigers that you can meet, or a combination of these. I can't deny that it was very exciting to get up and close with these magnificent animals. Having said that, there is a lot of controversy around these places, so you have to decide for yourself whether you want to go or not.
ถ้าเป็นภาคยังทันได้โอเคโอ้โหไม่ได้ยังขึ้นเมื่อกี้หน้าเกือบทิ่มเห็นนะบ๊วย
My second stop for the day was the snake farm. The snake farm is not really a main attraction, but rather somewhere you stop for 45 minutes on your way to something else. It has though a rather decent snake show if you haven't seen one before. In addition to the show, they have some snakes and other reptiles in cages that you can have a look at. My most fun part though was this one.
Is it poisonous?
A little bit poison.
A little bit poison.
Yeah, you can try like that.
But what happens if it bites you? Or if it stings you?
And listen to my concerned English friend in the background.
No, not kill people. Yeah, you believe me.
No, don't kill you, don't.
You take it away after...
See, easy. You can try again.
No.
Yeah, please use.
No. Dad,
I take for you.
My last stop for the day was the shooting range. The shooting range is a good place for people that have never used a small handgun to try it out for the first time. Of course, you have to sign over all the responsibility to yourself. You can choose between many different handguns, and it costs about 1700 baht for 30 rounds.
Looks like this, but it's just gas.
For my first shot, I was a little bit nervous. But after some practice, I got the hang of it.
Nice.
Okay, for a first timer, I guess this is not so bad.